Bruh, the Bears want to beef with us so bad. Like, it's to a point where it's getting sad. Like, it feels like they so desperately have a point to prove that it is crazy. Like, I swear to you, we as Washington Commanders fans going into this game, one, thinking that we're going to win, feeling like we can win, and just going into this game treating it like another game. Of course, yeah, you got Jaden Daniels versus Caleb Williams as the headline. But you ask any Commanders player, any Commanders fan, we're not trying to prove if Caleb Williams is better or Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. We're not trying to prove that. In our opinion, we just got another game that we're trying to win. But you flip the coin and go to the Bears side. They are literally Twitter warriors trying to stop beef with us so bad, trying to bump with us so bad. Like, it is crazy. Like, they geeking. But I say that to say it is even taken down to their players. Before we get into it, you guys do me a favor. Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel if you are new. One over the 8,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Jaylon Johnson, one of the best young cornerbacks in the NFL. Dog, got nothing wrong with Jaylon Johnson at all. He's tough. But he had a press conference where he was asked about who would he rather face on Sunday. And it's not what he said that got under my skin or pissed me off, but it was more so just of like a bet. Like, oh, all right, it's that bet. Like, I ain't saying he said anything wrong. He a true competitor. I understand what he's trying to say. He didn't say anything wrong at all. And that's not what I'm saying. It's just more so like bet. Like, I don't know how to really explain it. But it's like, if he would have been like, look, I'm trying to go out there, have a good game, respect to the commanders, this, that, and the third. I'd have like, oh, wow, let's get it in. But the way it's just what he said and how he said it that's making me like, oh, bro, I'm trying to smoke these by 50, bro. Like, man, time, I ain't trying to play with them no more because they want to beef and start a rivalry so bad, bro. Like, let's just listen to what Jaylon Johnson had to say.
Would you prefer to face the more dynamic quarterback in Daniels, as you said?
I mean, honestly, I don't give a damn who's out there. I'm looking forward to whooping their ass either way. So, I mean, it doesn't really change too much for me. Just, I know for us in the defense, we just want to go out there and win and dominate. That's our mindset, regardless of who the quarterback is.
Whoever you are.
All I'm saying, though, Slim, last time a cornerback DB said something like that, Turry did to him. Turry put him in a blender. The receiving core was frying him. And I'm talking about, you remember Taylor Britton? That was like, oh, y'all a college offense. This and the third. Y'all ain't nothing for real. Then what happened on Monday night? That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying he said nothing wrong. I like Jaylon Johnson, competitor dog. But it's what you saying, it's how you said it. And it's also simple fact that last time a cornerback said something or spoke out, Terry and the rest of the guys put dead dirt to him. They punished him. So, hey, look, Bears fans, we get it. Y'all want to win this game badly. Like, this is the Bears Super Bowl. If they could win this game, they literally feel like they won the lottery. I'm telling you, Slim. You go on Twitter, Instagram, etc. and then you look up Bears Commanders. Bears fans want this jump so bad. We want to win, don't get me wrong, but it just feels like they want to win for the wrong reasons. They want to win just so they can say, oh, look at Caleb Williams so much better than Jaden Daniels, or they want to win to start a beef or start a rivalry, bro. We going in blue collar, hard hats and lunch pails trying to win this game. Simple as that. It ain't nothing to it. But let's now talk about it. Since y'all wanna talk so much throughout the week, it's that time, prediction time and all that. Let's get it. All right. Obviously, we know the biggest headline into this game is Jaden Daniels gonna play. We do not know Jaden Daniels. He practiced on Friday, but we don't know if he's going to play or not. Obviously, they're still keeping it under wraps. He's gonna be a GTD. Obviously, we're not gonna figure that out until probably like 12 p.m. Jay Glazer, we're gonna put out the word if he plan or not. And in my opinion, my heart is telling me no, but my mind is telling me yes, and I think my mind is telling me yes just for the simple fact that we want to see him out there, and he had his press conference today. He was glowing, shining, excited. Like, my mind is telling me he's playing, but my heart is telling me he's not playing. So I'm getting a little bit of mixed signals right there, but That's the biggest headline headed into this game. Jaden Daniels play? If Jaden Daniels does not play, I still think Washington has an opportunity to win this game with Marcus Mariota. I just don't expect it anymore. Like if Jaden Daniels plays, I expect to win and probably win by multiple scores. But if Marcus Mariota win, I would not expect us to win, but also still feel like we can win. Marcus Mariota, for me, is just I'm afraid that he's gonna Mariota at some point. Like Marcus is gonna Marcus at some point. Like I feel like he's gonna have a turnover or two, and that could be detrimental to this game. Like I feel like if you see Marcus Mariota in spurts, that's cool. But having him for a whole game, maybe. And I'm not saying this is the case for JD5, but I'm just saying the more he plays, I feel like the more Marcus Mariota is going to come out. So what we saw in Carolina, I'm hoping that's this offense and that's how he is here in Washington. But I don't know. I just got a little bit of PTSD knowing that how Marcus Mariota really get down. So I'm hoping that we can get the best Marcus Mariota out of him. I'm hoping we can get a continuation of last week's Marcus Mariota versus the Carolina Panthers. As far as injury report goes, the Bears, they are without Jaquan Brisker to a concussion, and they without Kyler Gordon. So that's two of their DBs, one safety, one cornerback. So that's very good for Washington's offense. As far as Washington goes, again, the biggest injury for us is really Jaden Daniels, Brandon Coleman dealing with concussion, but I feel like everybody else is going to be playing, or they're questionable to play, and we're going to figure out if they play the day of the game. But again, the biggest headline is Jaden Daniels. What does Washington have to do to win this game? I think Washington has to, first of all, take care of the football first and foremost. This is the Bears defense that is very good. They talented on all ends of the defense, pass rush, linebacker, secondary. They have it everywhere, and they're really good. I don't necessarily know if they're kings of no necessarily causing turnovers or not, but you still want to protect the pill, especially with Marcus Mariota being back there. He's prone to having more backside blocks and backside pressures that lead to blindside hits that tend to lead to forced fumbles and interceptions, etc. like that. You don't want to be in those situations often. You want to try your best to limit the turnovers and limit the bad plays, because this is a Bears defense that prides themselves in getting stops on third downs and making quarterbacks uncomfortable. So you got to first take care of the ball. Secondly, we got to convert in the red zone. I feel like one nick about Cliff Kingsbury's offense thus far is that he does get a little too cute in the red zone for me. I feel like if he could just play simple, especially with Brian Robinson back there, if you just be simple, be regular, we'd probably be more efficient in the red zone. Now I also understand the field is much more condensed, so it is harder to draw up what you may have drawn up if you was on the opposing 30, but because you're in your territory, or excuse me, in the opponent's territory, it's a little bit harder. If you're in your own territory, the playbook will be more open. So I think if we could just be more consistent with getting 6+1 instead of just 3, Washington would put up more points and they would run away with games much more earlier and efficient. And I know that sounds crazy for Washington to say, oh, if Washington did this, they could put up more points, because we still put up points as it is, but it's still a lot that we have to clean up on. If we can be efficient in the red zone, this is one of the weeks where we need it the most. Like, we can't have one of these weeks where we go 1 for 4, 0 for 3, 2 for 5, 2 for 9. Like, the 9 red zone trips is crazy, but like 2 for 7. Like, you can't have one of those weeks. You gotta be efficient. Like, borderline, maybe 1 or maybe 2, like 2 the max missed trips. But you gotta cash in the red zone this week. Whether that's running the ball with Brian Robinson, quick slant, something quick. You gotta just get it in the box, okay? Next key is to protect whoever's going to be playing at quarterback. If it's Marcus Mariota, they need to protect Marcus Mariota. Offensive line needs to protect Jaden Daniels, okay? And the biggest thing about them is also they need to protect themselves. Marcus Mariota, Jaden Daniels don't strike me as guys that are going to take a bunch of sacks due to pass rush. I think a lot of their contact is going to come from out of the pocket when they scramble, so it's not necessarily on the offensive line at that point. But when they're inside the pocket, yes, O-line needs to protect them. But when they get out of the pocket, that's where I fear the most about potential injuries, as in case we seen with JD5. It's nothing that the offensive line did. It's nothing that the Panthers did wrong. JD5, in my opinion, slid a little bit late, and he got rolled up. Okay. As far as Marcus Mariota, he got in that same game, he got like hit out of bounds a little bit funky. So we gotta protect our quarterbacks from themselves at some point. But we also gotta have our big man up front protect them, especially if he decides to stand in the pocket and deliver passes. Defensively, Wash is gonna have to cause havoc for Caleb Williams. It's gonna be Joe Witt and Dan Quinn's first time facing a rookie quarterback with Dante Fowler coming off the game that he's having. Frankie Louvu, obviously um, Cleveland Furrow. We have these guys up front that needs to get out them. Deron Payne needs to get out the Caleb Williams, make him uncomfortable, not allow Caleb Williams to get comfortable. He's coming in playing with a lot of confidence because of the last 2 weeks of the season. Their season has had nothing but great trajectory. They went into the bye week off of a win versus Jacksonville, and they're coming out of the bye week very healthy. So they're going to be coming in with abundance of confidence. It's Caleb Williams' homecoming, so he's going to want to come back to the DMV and show up. So it's a lot that is in the favor or has the Bears feeling comfortable. We got to disrupt that comfort. We got to make him uncomfortable early. And I'm not dirty. I'm not a dirty fan. I'm not a dirty player at all. But if that's touching him a little bit up after the end of plays, not necessarily like trying to kill him or injure him, but if that's like just bumping him, if you're going down the field, if that's shoving him a little bit or just getting in his space, man, that's what you got to do. You gotta mess with him. He, in my opinion, I think Caleb Williams is up here. You can get in his head. He strikes me as a guy that's like that. Like you're able to get in his head. So again, not trying to injure him, not trying to say, oh, take out his knee. Nah, that's not cool. Not saying, sit on him or not saying push him to the ground where you're about to give him a concussion. Not saying injure him at all. I do not want to see Caleb Williams injured. What I'm saying is after a pass rush, let's say Deron Payne walking past him, just give him a little love tap, give him a little bump. You know what I'm saying? Like just let him know you hit, make him feel your presence. Then I feel like that could throw him off his game a little bit. As far as the run defense goes, it's going to be another true test. DeAndre Swift has been running the ball really well the last couple of weeks, so we're going to see if we can stop the running game goes. They have some great weapons in DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, Chloe Commit. We gotta limit their passing attack. But if I'm being completely honest, like it's just like just real honesty and transparent as it get. They don't scare me offensively. Like I know they're talented, but they don't scare me offensively. Like if anything, defensively is where my worries are, and it's because Jaden Daniels is not confirmed to play. But like all honesty and biasness aside, if Jaden Daniels was to play, I literally have no fears about this game. I'm confident. I know Washington has an opportunity to win. I know we can do it, and I know that we're gonna come out on top. I'm that confident. And that's with Marcus Mariota. But obviously, I got to be real and realize Marcus Mariota is not no Jaden Daniels. But if we had Jaden Daniels, I'm telling you that we would literally, I wouldn't be having no worries, no complaints. But get out to Caleb Williams. Limit the rushing attack. Play smart. No penalties, no third down penalties, giving them extra downs. Pass interferences, holdings, face masks, illegal contact. If you get off the field on third downs, you can't have anything to extend their drives. That's how we lost against the Ravens. We got off the field twice, and we allowed them to extend their drives by giving them penalties. You cannot do that to good teams. You can do that to Carolina because Carolina ain't gonna do nothing with it. But you can't do that to the Ravens. You can't do that to Chicago. You can't do that to Philly. You can't do that to these teams that are going to be competent down on the schedule. You got to get them off the field on third down if you ever get them to that point. But offensively, just punch it in the red zone, run the ball, stay balanced. Brian Robinson, feed Brian Robinson. I feel like this could be a Brian Robinson kind of day. Obviously continue to get the young weapons involved. Luke McCaffrey, Ben Sinnott. Those two guys in particularly, and obviously Terry McLaurin going up against Jaylon Johnson, give him his fair share of opportunities because I feel like Terry McLaurin can have his way. So with that being said, man, it's much more I could talk about, but it is 3:24 a.m. and I gotta get to bed. So I'm gonna have to give you my final score prediction. I'm going to go 27-23 Washington Commanders. A very good game, very close game. I do think Jaden Daniels plays. My mind is telling me Jaden Daniels plays, but my heart is telling me he doesn't. So I do have mixed emotions and mixed signals, but more of the story. I want JD5 to play, but if he doesn't play, I'm cool with it because our future is much more important than just one game. So, hey, shout out to the Bears, man. Shout out Jaylon Johnson for potentially giving us bulletin board material, and I hope we heard this, and I hope they're playing this so we can go out there and kill them Bears. Turn them to Cubs like they baseball team. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. As always, me, boy, Juan Gotti. I'm on the road to 8,000 subscribers. Please let me get there as soon as possible. Don't forget to use my promo code Juan Gotti on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first purchase. Alrighty, have a blessed one. Stay safe, be easy.